I'm going to get straight into it so we can all get learning about Canva. So as I said to you, if you have any questions or comments that you might like to put in throughout the session, please put them into the chat. I will actually just take the time to thank Business Station Western Australia, Regional Development Australia and Treaty Business Consulting for bringing us this ASBAS webinar this morning. Now, the ASBAS program, the Australian Small Business Advisory Services, is a program available to Australian small businesses and is delivered by these partners in Queensland, Northern Territory and Western Australia. So we have a number of people from across the country on here with me today. For myself, I'm actually located halfway in between Brisbane and the Gold Coast, and yes, it is a beautiful sunny day. For those of you that don't know me, my name is Kerrie Saverin. I'm the co-founder of Altitude Business Solutions. We work in the digital space, so website design, Facebook page management, and essentially online learning, which you are on today. So I've got over 20 years experience in business management. I'm currently the president of the Beenleigh-Yatala Chamber of Commerce. So that tells you a little bit about who I am if you haven't met me before. Now, you're in the right place today if you're ready to take control of the look and feel of your marketing without needing a graphic design degree. Canva is a fantastic tool, and there may be many of you on here today who have already had the opportunity to use it and are here to see if there's anything else that you can learn. This is going to be really beginners today, so I am going to be going through the platform, but I will try and touch on as many special features as I can when we go live into it. So we're going to be having a little chat about engaging content. This is a really important conversation for me to have. The majority of people that I deal with through the ASBAS program will be using Canva for their social media graphics or for producing brochures and things like that. So we're going to be talking about what Canva is. Both of those steps 1 and 2 will be very quick. We won't be spending much time there at all. And then we're going to get straight into going into Canva Live, and we're going to be talking about how to use templates and then designing your own design from scratch, and also showing you some tips and tricks of the program and how it works. So a little bit exciting today. So what is engaging content and why do you need it? Well, it's been proven that when people hear information, they're likely to only remember 10% of it 3 days later. So if that means if somebody tells you something, that you're likely to only remember it 10% of it 3 days later. But when that same information is paired with a relevant image, people, up to 65% of people will retain it 3 days later. So the importance of engaging content and engaging graphics is really important. So eye-catching studies have shown that internet readers pay close attention to information carrying images. And if you've done any type of advertising in the digital space, you'll know that everybody responds really well to images over wording. So Facebook posts, as an example, with images, they see 2.3 times more engagement than those without images. So, you know, these are all facts we know. We also know that video has a better content rate as well. So it is important that you have engaging content for your business, and whether that is in the online space or whether that is a brochure that you are making about your business, if it's not engaging, then it's not going to attract your ideal customer. So engaging content should have these 3 things as far as I'm concerned. It should be relevant to the information that's being shared and relevant to the platform. And the reason why I mention those 2 things, so first of all, to give you an example about it being relevant to the information, if you are talking to me about green frogs, but then you pair it with an image of a beautiful woman eating some chips, that is not a relevant image to the information that you are sharing. So that's a very out there example, but it needs to be relevant to the information that you're sharing. And relevant to the platform is something that I just thought I'd mention for those of you that are thinking of using Canva for your social media platforms. Each social media platforms like different things. For example, Instagram, it's really a lot about the photo and the hashtags. So making sure that your photo is A1 is very important. But then if you look at a platform like LinkedIn, which is a very business platform, if you were to jump on there and start sharing funny memes, it doesn't always go down as well. People are there for business purposes. They're there to find a contact that can, you know, give them information about relevant things. So you need to be sharing business things on that platform. So that's what I'm talking about when I talk about relevant to the platform. It needs to be an eye-catching design. So, you know, in this world of scrolling, as we call it, because the majority of people are on their mobile phones these days, people do tend to scroll past things, and we want to stop the scroll, and an eye-catching design, an eye-catching picture will actually do that. And if you can get it to evoke some sort of emotion, then that is fantastic. If you can have all of those three things, to me, that's the trifecta when it comes to creating any kind of imagery or content. So what am I talking about where it evokes emotion? So a really good example would be, you know, your memes. Everyone has seen memes out there, or even your Friday afternoon funnies. It gets you laughing, it gets you crying, it gets you all of those things. It's evoking a bit of emotion in there. So today is Friday. Quite often you will see across the social media platforms lots of Friday funnies that people are putting up. And when they do that, you know, if I sort of am scrolling through and I see that, I sort of have a bit of a giggle, that's evoked emotion in me. Or if it makes me go, yes, that's exactly how I feel. So we work in the space with a lot of real estate agents. A really good meme that's shared around the real estate community on a Friday is, yay, it's Friday. Oh, hang on, wait, I'm a real estate agent. I work tomorrow. So those of you in the hospitality industry or have businesses that run 7 days a week will know exactly how that feels also. So that's what I'm talking about when I say evoke emotion. Now, what is Canva? I'm going to break it down very basically for you today. It's a simplified graphic design tool. I'm very proud of the fact that it was founded in Australia in 2012, and we've been supporting the platform since 2013. So it uses a very familiar drag and drop format. So, you know, what we're kind of used to in those programs like, you know, Word and all that kind of stuff, even Publisher, we're used to that whole drop and drag feature, and Canva made it really, really easy. If I was to think about Canva in a way to describe it to you, I feel like Canva is like the Apple of graphic designs tools. When it comes to mobile phones, Apple's known for being very user-friendly and easy for the basic mobile phone user to use, or basic smartphone user to learn and use. And I find that is very similar in Canva. So it's very easy to use. It's also built up a reputation over those years. What are you talking about there? 9 years nearly now. It's built up a really good reputation. It's used by non-designers as well as professionals, and this is starting to shock some people, but from a perspective of being able to share your designs with your clients, and, you know, depending on what you're doing as a graphic designer, if you're providing the templates for your client to be able to go and use, Canva is a really great way to be able to do that. And what you produce, they can be used for both online, in web, and also in print media as well. So you can send them off to your printer, etc. So what does Canva mean for your business? Well, it allows you to create professional, engaging content without the expense of having a graphic designer to hire. It gives you creative freedom to ensure that you are in control of the message that is seen by your clients or your customers. And it's really cost-effective way, particularly for small businesses, of being able to test different types of content in your marketplace to see if it works. So we've all, surely if you've been in business and you've done some advertising at any time, we've all run those advertising campaigns where you hear crickets and it doesn't work. And, you know, that was a really expensive exercise when you were talking about, let's try something out and put it in the paper. And nowadays, obviously, we can use the online digital marketing or the social media space. We can create something in Canva and we could test it on those platforms. And then once we know that that type of content is working and it's getting reaction, well, then maybe we might look at putting that same content across to the print media space. So it really does give you some good options there as well. From a cost perspective, I always like to touch on this. There is a free version of Canva. So Canva has over 250,000 templates now. That has increased dramatically in the last 12 months. And you'll see there's the free version, which gives you access to those features. And then you've got the pro version and the enterprise version. Now with the pro version there, which is where the majority of people start out when it comes to Canva, you're talking about $17.99 a month. But if you pay it for a year in advance, it actually works out to be about $13.99 a month. And they've actually just introduced the fact that that includes 5 people for that price, which is fantastic. For me as a business owner, I have a business partner and we've traditionally always used the same Canva account. Now I can actually, invite her along to the Canva account, and I can have 5 staff members. So if I employ somebody else or contract somebody, then that will make a big difference. So, and then you've got the enterprise one there for power teams. If you're a big business and you're looking for something that everybody can access. But traditionally what we find is, unless you're a graphic design company, most people will have one person who is doing the graphic design. So the pro version works well. So I've just put a link in the chat for you guys that will take you directly to the Canva Pricing website. And you can toggle that bill monthly and bill yearly to actually see the differences in pricing there. But from our perspective, $17.99 a month, $13.99 a month, it's worth its weight in gold, and we wouldn't look at going anywhere else. So Canva gives you the opportunity to be able to use templates, and we are going to be going live straight into Canva in just a couple of minutes. As I said to you, over 250,000 templates now for you to simply adjust and use. The templates are simple and effective, and they're very eye-catching, and they're great for those of us like myself, believe it or not, who aren't really that creative. I'm one of those people that I'm not really creative, but I know when it's wrong. So, and I think if we're all being honest, we're probably all a little bit like that. We've all seen marketing or maybe even signage out and about where you just go, oh God, that's terrible. Probably one of the biggest mistakes I see is business owners who create logos with really beautiful, big and curly writing that looked great on a piece of paper when it was in black and white. But as soon as they're trying to do it on color and put it up on a sign in front of their shop, from 5-10 meters away, I can't read what that word says. So, that's one of those things where you sort of go, oh, we don't know what we need to do to get it right, but we certainly know when it's wrong. And that's why it's great to have a template. Now, every element of a template can be adjusted, including colors and pictures, etc. If you're on the free version, you will have limited pictures, and I am going to show you exactly how you can switch over to that. But we're going to go live inside Canva now, and I'm going to show you some templates. So just bear with me for a second while I change my screen over, and hopefully all going according to plan. Don't cut you all off, which I have done before. So that was interesting. So here we go. Bear with me while I just move my little chat screens around. As I said, guys, if you've got questions, you can put them into the chat feature. I'm happy to answer them. But here we are live inside Canva. You should be able to see my Canva screen now. If I can just get a thumbs up from somebody showing me that, yes, I have shared the right screen and you're not seeing my messy desktop, it would be great. Excellent. Thank you very much to see those thumbs up there. So this is the main screen of Canva. So you'll notice that we're in my Altitude Business Solutions account now. And I know that because A, it's saying welcome Altitude, and B, up in the top right-hand corner, there is also my logo, which has been loaded into Canva also. So as you have a look at the screen, I will just basically go through the format. Over to the left-hand side, you have what I like to call the vertical menu. And this is standard, as you will see when we go into the design elements of Canva. You've got your top bar, which is just a welcome screen. You do have a search bar at the very top. And then as I scroll down, you'll notice that there's a number of different designs that you can choose from. So these are all what's recommended for me based on what I've made previously for me. But across the middle there, you've got a horizontal menu, and you notice it says recommended, and then it's social media. So it's giving you all the social media options, events. So it gives you all the options there. Keeping in mind, we're a pro user of Canva. So we have access to all of the templates. If you're using the free version, there are some things that you won't have access to, particularly when it gets to the things like documents. So you'll notice here, marketing is another tab. So it's giving you all the correct sizes for your marketing. Documents, so it's giving you documents, and then order prints. So it's giving you options for t-shirts, posters, business cards, labels, flyers, invitations. Plenty of templates for you to choose from, particularly if you are using the pro version. As I scroll down the screen, it's giving you guys a very quick preview of the last few designs that I've worked on. and it just has them all in there in order of when the last time that I used them. So we do social media management for real estate agents. So you'll notice a number of those are in relation to that. And also some of these are in relation to the Chamber of Commerce, of which I'm involved in as well. As we scroll down again, you've got Instagram posts, etc. So you can go in and choose from these templates if you're wanting to start. But we don't normally sort of scroll down and do this. We have an idea of what we're going to do. So I'm going to scroll back up to the top of the page. Now your left-hand menu, your left-hand vertical menu, I will yet let you know that if you're on the free version, you may not have the availability of all of these options. For example, brand kit, you may not have, and you also may not have content planner. Can I tell you this content planner actually saves us so much time. And what I'm going to show you about that is, I'm just going to quickly click on that now before I go any further, because it is a pro feature, but allows us to not only create all of our social media graphics, but it allows us to also schedule them directly to the platform. So one question I get asked is there Instagram? And no, there is not Instagram at the moment, unfortunately, but we do schedule all of our posts to Facebook from here. And as you can see, for the month of January, we put one on every single day. We were doing some testing. So this feature saves us a lot of time because we don't have to create an image and download it and then upload it into Facebook. We can simply say, schedule this directly to Facebook at this time on this date. And it gives us a really nice calendar to be able to look at as well. So I can see a few shocked emojis coming up there. I know some of you are even on the maybe even on the pro version and don't realize that this was a feature. So this was a feature that was released just after COVID, I believe, just after COVID hit. So maybe about sort of April, May of last year. And it's been an absolute lifesaver for us. So we can just create the graphic and schedule it and it's all done. So that's a pro feature we're not going to go into today, but I wanted to show you what you can actually do there. So also we've got down here underneath, we go all the way down, you've got create a team, all your folders, trash, etc. And then underneath that, we have a whole heap of what we call folders. Now, when you're on the free version, you're entitled to one folder. So this just makes it very easy for you to put everything into one particular folder for you to access. And to give you an example, if I click on the first one here, which is webinars and workshops, it has categorized all of my webinars and workshops that I run through the ASBAS program. So all of those are all scheduled in. So I just got a question there from Louise. She's asking, how do I add another team member to the account? Team members to the account. So it's very simple. I believe you just say invite and you add them through, but I'll have a little bit of a look later for you, Louise, if when we get to the end. So it's really simple. You just sort of go into your settings and say, yes, add another member. So for me, these folders, obviously working in the field that we work in and dealing with many different clients, it means that with the pro version, I can have as many folders as I like. So I can actually create folders for all of my clients, and then I can actually put them in for easy access. So it makes it very easy for me. So that's a little bit about folders, remembering that you do only, I believe you get one with the free version. So do you create your webinar in Canva or all their PowerPoints? No, they're all created in Canva. So what you were looking at earlier, you can see I'm just hovering over the very first one now, which is about growing your business using social media manager, using social media. It's created in Canva, and what you were actually seeing on the screen is actually live through Canva. So I don't need to download it to be able to present the PowerPoint like you normally would. With the pro version, I can just simply present in Canva. So it makes it very easy for me. I don't have to have a lot of files downloaded on my computer, which is really great. So lots of benefits to the pro version, but I just wanted to give you that little rundown. So I'm going to just click on home now, back up in the top left-hand corner, and get myself back to that main screen. And the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to take you and I'm going to show you how to use how to create an Instagram post. So, and we're going to use templates. So I'll show you how to use a template. Teresa's also asking, do you know if you can embed Canva into Sway? Oh, I don't. That's a great question. I'm just going to write that one down. I will find out for you and I will let you know, Therese. So thanks for bearing with me there. You can download your PowerPoints if you want to, or your presentations. You can actually, what's really clever about Canva is you can actually download them as a PowerPoint presentation. So rather than just a PDF file, you can do that also. This is being recorded, Louise, yes, so you will all get a copy of the recording as well. So as we go to create our very first option, I'm going to just stick with the Instagram story. And the reason why I'm going to stick to that is because this is a size that we use all the time across our social media. And while I know it's not the correct size for Facebook, it is the size that we use on Facebook. And the reason why I do that is because I don't like to waste time. So I really like to, if I can repurpose something on other platforms, then I will. So this particular size, which is the Instagram size, or what we call the 1x1 size, it can be used on multiple different platforms. So it can be used across Facebook, Instagram, LinkedIn, pretty much all of them, without it being distorted or cutting off. So we just find that is a lot easier for us. I don't want to be recreating stuff all the time. I want to be able to repurpose stuff. And so that we just find that easier. So that's what we're going to do today. Now, as I've clicked on that, yes, I want to create an Instagram post, you'll notice over to the left-hand side, we've got our vertical menu, which is the very first one. So it says templates at the top, then it's uploads, photos, elements, text, styles, audio, video, background, and folders. That is the vertical menu there. And I will be going through each of those today. So we can start from the top and work our way down. And then you've got recently used, the next kind of file next to it. This is showing you all the templates that are available, but it's also showing you recently used. So anything that you may have used in the last little while, as I flick through that, you can see there's some templates of things that you use. This recently used section actually comes in really handy because, you know, we work with some core clients and we use similar things. For example, the testimonial, we use that across like one person's social media all the time. So if they have one once a week, I'll normally find that graphic up there nice and easy for me. And then as we scroll down, it's giving me, it tries to learn the type of things that I like and the type of things that I use. So it's giving me some options in the For You section. And you'll notice as I scroll over to the right-hand side, it's got See All. So if I just click on that See All, it's going to open that up and it's going to say, hey, here's what's recommended for you. And that's going to give me an idea. I'm actually going to pick something because I think this will be really clever for you, but I'm going to show you a couple of things. First of all, I want to pick this design right here, and I'm going to drag this across. So all I want to do, if I want to have this whole templated design, which is what we're focusing in on at the moment, we're focusing in on templates. If I want that whole templated design across to that post, I just need to click on it and it will automatically put it over there. So the other way that some people do it also is to actually do the drop and drag. So you just drop and drag it across. But I just find the click is really nice and easy. So can you please confirm how you download a presentation as a presentation, not a PDF? It's just a choice. So when you have the Pro version, you should be able to choose to download it as a PDF or download it as a PowerPoint. That's the option there for you. So back to our templated design here. So you'll notice this one here, it has a number of pictures and it has some writing on there as well. So with the writing, all of this is editable simply by clicking on it. So if I don't want the words to be about digital marketing, then I can say fresh flowers. So that's just fresh flowers that I'm going to be doing this one about. So you can change all of this wording. Any of this you can change. If I don't want some of the wording, let's say, for example, I didn't want the website there, I can simply click on it, press delete, and it will delete it out. If I delete it and I go, oh my goodness, I didn't mean to delete it, then up in the left-hand corner, there's always the little back arrow. So I'm going to press back and it's going to bring it back for me. So you see how this is very similar to what we're used to. If I'm wanting to change a whole heap of wording, I can highlight it by simply double clicking on it or dragging my mouse over the top of it. So in this, I'm just in the For You category now. Sorry, Sonia. So of the templates, I'm in the For You category, which will be different for everybody. If you're, I know some people come to these workshops and they're live inside the system with me. So unfortunately, the For You category is actually trying to give you things that it thinks you will like. So yours might look a little bit different, but it really doesn't matter what template you choose. You'll be able to follow along and do all the things with me today. So obviously I'm telling you that this post is going to be about fresh flowers, and none of these pictures here are relevant to fresh flowers. So I'm going to take you down to show you two things now. First of all, I'm going to, because I like to go from the left-hand menu, I like to go from the top all the way down. I'm going to click on uploads because I want to show you that you can upload your own media. So you can see there's a number of properties on there as well. You can see I'm going to be using these silly photos of myself here very shortly. So we'll get to those shortly. But you can simply upload media. So any photos that you have that you might like to upload. So for the example of this one, if you were a florist and you were wanting, I highly recommend that you always use your own product photos if you're a product-based business, because you're showing people exactly your product and that's what you want. So all you simply do is go upload, and then it says where do you want to upload it from. So you can upload from Google Drive, Dropbox, Instagram and Facebook, which is great. So if you've had something, you've been uploading a lot of things to your Instagram, you can do this with the pro version, sorry guys, not the free. But if you've had a lot of photos that you've uploaded to your Instagram and you think, gee, I'd love to use some of those on my Canva, you don't have to try and download them and all sorts of things. You can actually just share them across, which is great. Or you can simply pick, when it says device, you can simply pick to upload from your computer. And when you select that, it actually opens up and says, where do you want to get it from? And you can put it in. So that's how you can simply upload your own images. When you do upload your images, they will appear in this, this little file for you. This is everything that we've ever uploaded. Bit of a mess, if I'm completely honest with you. Ideally, I shouldn't have this much stuff in here, and I probably need to go through it. We get rather busy, and it's not really my priority list to clean this out. So on the pro version, you can upload photos. You can also upload videos. And you can also upload audio, which is a really cool feature. As you can see, we haven't done any videos, but we have done some audio. We have, done some videos, but we haven't done audio. So that's upload. So if I was wanting to use a picture from my uploads, it's exactly the same. I'm just going to see if I can find something suitable as I scroll through, but I don't think I do. Oh, maybe this one here. You can see Blinky Bill, yes. Good picking, Louise. Yes, you're seeing that beautiful picture there of Robin Moore. Robin Moore was our special guest and our Chamber of Commerce last week. And for those of you who know Robin Moore, she is the voice of the original cartoon Blinky Bill. And if you haven't watched any of her powerful things, or look her up on Facebook, The Power of the Word, Robin Moore, she was absolutely amazing. In fact, the members actually said she was the best speaker that we had ever had at the chamber. So that goes to show you not only how entertaining she was, but what she was able to do. So yeah, good pick up there. So there's lots of different pictures in here that I can pull across, but I just show you one just to give you an example. Here's a meme. I'm just going to click on this picture of this dog here, and I'm just going to drag it across to that photo. And you see that it has automatically dropped it in and turned it around. So thanks, Therese. I'll come back to you with that question. I can see there later, not a problem at all. So that's pretty much how you would upload your own. So let's say this was a picture of flowers, which it's not, I know. I could have used this sparkly one, couldn't I? That would look prettier. Drop and drag that in a little bit, because anything else is just going to flip to the side and not look really good. But you get the idea. You can just drop and drag. So what is a meme? Steve, good thing for you to Google. A meme is a picture that has some wording on it that's quite funny. So it's normally sort of a funny picture. If I drag this little dog one into a bigger one. So this is a dog with a funny expression on its face, and it's saying, when I hear someone talking about real estate. So it's essentially saying, this is my face when I hear someone talking about real estate. So it's a picture meme. It's just something a little bit funny. So we use it across social media platforms. So obviously for this design, our cute little dog meme's not really going to do it. We're talking about fresh flowers. So this is where I'm now going to take you down to the third thing on your vertical menu, which is photos. Canva just has so many photos. Yes, when you drag and drop across to any kind of template, it automatically resizes it. So it does enter into where you want to be. Louise, we might need to have a little one-on-one conversation about that after today if you're having a few troubles, but it is just a drop and drag. And if you're finding it tricky, there might be a reason why that I get to a little bit later as well. So with your photos, you can search anything in here. So I'm going to search flowers, obviously, because I don't have any flowers to upload and I don't have a flower business. Though if I was going to buy myself some flowers, I'd be using the Flower Hub. They are absolutely amazing, flowerhub.com.au. So you can see as I've searched flowers, it has brought up a whole heap of flowers, all different types of images there. But let's say I want to get really picky. This particular section also has a lot of filters that you can use. So you'll notice at the top, at the right-hand side of the search bar where I've typed in flowers, it's like little lines with little circles on them. This is how you can actually drill down your search. So you can search by color if you'd like to have a particular color. You can search by the orientation, so whether it's a square or a vertical or a horizontal. So that comes in pretty handy. The best one that I like to use is the availability section. So if you are on the free version of Canva, you don't have all of the photos available to you. So you only have a selection, but when you do your searching, Canva is going to show you all of the photos. So, and then what it will do, it will come up at the end after you've done your design, you go, oh, look, that's great. If you've got a pro photo in there, it will say the photos that you were using are pro photos. So to avoid that mistake, what you need to do is you need to click the little checkbox free, and then you need to say apply filters. And now, rather than showing me all of the photos that are available, it is actually only showing me the ones that are free. You'll also notice just underneath the search bar that it's actually giving me a lot of options to choose from as well. So if I was particularly after roses, or, you know, it's got pink flowers or a bouquet, I could simply click on those fields, and you'll notice that at the end of the search bar, it's still got a number 1. So if I click on that, it's still saying we've got our free photos selected. But these are all of the bouquets. So if that was sort of what I was looking for, then that makes it easy to kind of search by it. So it gives you an option to be able to really drill down in your searching, and gives you access to so many different photos. So when we have a look at these ones here, I'm just going to scroll down and pick a few. So I'm going to grab this pink one here. Remember I'm clicking, sorry, I didn't mean to do that. I was going to show you that in just a second. Got a bit trigger happy then. So I just grab that photo, drag it across, and I'm dropping it into each of these where there's photos, okay? So as I go across, I'm turning all of this into a whole collage of, if I was a florist, the different types of flowers that I would pick and I would use. So if I can see one more there that I've nearly missed. Let's get this one. This will be a good one to use. So that's how you drag photos across, and that might just look pretty enough. You might go, wow, that design is just done and I'm set. But otherwise you might want to actually do a little bit more editing of that as well. So one thing I will show you is that some of these photos weren't actually square images. So if I just drag, I might drag this one here across to here because it's bigger and it's easy for you guys to see. So that image was not a square image. Now, it's just been, fantastic that it's dragged it across in the right spot, because the flowers were actually sitting directly in the middle of the image. So it's put it in the right space. But if I was to grab another one and drag it across where the flowers are off-centered, see how the flowers aren't in the center anymore? And they've dragged to the side. Now, this may be, Louise, this may give you, was it you who asked Sonia about the elongated images and didn't let you adjust the squaring? It won't let you adjust the photo. But what you can do is you can adjust what is seen in that square. So if I double click, I'm hoping this is going to be a good enough image for you to be able to see. If I was to double click, it's going to open up that image, and you'll notice it gives me the option to be able to slide across. So if you're using a horizontal photo in a vertical place, or vertical photo in a horizontal place, or not a square photo, you will have this option, and you just double click on it. And then I can have it all the way over and click done. And you'll notice there's, barely any flowers that are in there now. Or I can double click on it again, and I can scroll it back to the other side, click done, and they're pretty much in the center. This comes in really handy when you're doing things like I was doing with the Canva presentation, because sometimes you want your photo off to the side because you want your wording in the middle. So you can actually just move it across a little bit. But that's a really quick little tip for those of you who are using it, who are having trouble with elongated images. That's a way to try and get them. But essentially, if you want it to be perfect and you want the image of your product to be right, then take your photos of them in the square, or download them from Instagram into Canva so that you have them. But as you can see, we can change any of these over at any time simply by dropping and dragging that into the middle. So that's how easy it is essentially to use templates. Now, as you're going through, you might decide, oh, I'm not really sure if I like that template. I'm just going to add another page. So just above where the actual design is, to the right-hand side, you've got a plus, which is an add a page. You've got a duplicate image, and you've got notes. So notes is where you can type in any kind of notes essentially about the design. This is also where, if you're doing a presentation, where you can actually have the presentation notes in there. So your presenter notes, so that they all come up so you can see them. Or you can simply say, I really like that image, I want to duplicate it. So all I did was push that button, and straight away it's duplicated it. But I actually don't want to duplicate it, so I'm going to delete it, and I'm back to that one page again. Now, when I say to people, when you're creating a design and you're using these templates, sometimes you go, yeah, now that I've got my photos in there, I'm not really sure if that's the right kind of design. So, you don't have the duplication feature if you're on the free version, possibly. I do apologize. So some of these features may very well be pro features. It's obviously definitely worth having the pro. But if you are just wanting to add another page, then you can add another page, which is what we're going to do. So what I suggest you do, if you're not really sure, if you're still like, rather than delete it and start from scratch, which many people do, I always say, look, just add another page and create another one. So, go back to that very top template. We might say, you know what, don't go to the For You section now. I'm going to go down and I'm going to pick something. Scrolling through, not really seeing anything. So then I might go and search for flowers, and then it's going to bring me up all designs that already have flowers in it. So I go, oh, actually this one's going to look really good. I might pick that. So I'm going to click on that, and I'm going to bring that in. And I might decide to change that. So what I recommend to people is that, if you're not sure about what you've created, create something else without deleting it until you're really sure. And then you can always go back and delete it. And again, we're back to this same old, template. You can sort of change anything that you like, because My Florist is all about being bright and happy. So I'm just going to drag across some nice bright and happy flowers in there to put in there. So yeah, it should be that easy to use templates. And there is 250,000 of them on the pro version. So actually, no, that's on the free version now as well. It used to be 8,000 on the free version and 250,000 on the pro, but they've had a few changes in the last year with COVID. So they've opened up the 250,000 to the free people as well. So that's given you a really good idea of how you can use any kind of template, thousands of templates, lots of searching that you can do to find the exact one that you want. And for those of us that aren't graphically designed, it's all there. Now, if you were not doing an Instagram post, if you were doing a poster or something along those lines, then all of these templates would be relevant to a poster. It would give you all different options. So we just find it great. We don't really have to start anything from scratch. We just need to find something that's suitable for our clients and their brand, you know, in line with their branding and what their branding is. So does anybody have any other questions on templates before I move on to creating a design from scratch? So, oh, thanks, Louise. That's lovely. I'm glad that I try to be really clear and I try to go through everything step by step. So hopefully get a lot of it out of it. So excellent. So, so someone's asked a question there. Sorry, Steve asked a question earlier about whether you can make the dog meme appear straight rather than on angle. I know exactly what you were talking about. If I go back to my uploads and I grab that again and I drag across, the answer to that question is in this particular template, that's the way that they have designed this template. You can actually change that by changing the template, but I wouldn't recommend it. I would recommend just starting from scratch. I think that would be an easier option for you, which we're about to go into. But I am going to show you how these actually work when we get down to elements as well. So a lot of things to get through in the next 20 minutes. So as we go through, that's how we use template, which is fantastic. I'm now just going to get, what I'm going to do is I'm just going to delete that and delete this. And it's quicker for me to do this than it is to actually bring up any kind of new page because it doesn't always work. So there we go. Now we have our brand new image and we're not going to use a template this time. We're actually going to start it from scratch. So there's a couple of things I want to show you. First of all, we've just, selected that we want to have an Instagram post. It will ask us if we want to use a template and we've just said, no, we don't want to use a template. We're just going with a blank one. So we're going to start from scratch. I always say no to templates, even when I'm using them, because I can access the templates at any time if I change my mind. So when I first open up a template and I'm creating something, I'll give you guys a little tip from a graphic design perspective. I always start from the back. So I think about what will the background of my design, what is the background of my design going to be? And I start from there. So this is where when we start using the left-hand menu, things get a little bit crazy because I stop going directly from the top to the bottom and I start flicking to the things that I need. So this is your vertical toolbar on the left-hand side. So I'm thinking of the background that I'm going to want to have for this image. So I'm going to select backgrounds. It's going to give me a whole heap of options for backgrounds. So obviously recently used, any landscapes or patterns, there's heaps of stuff in here that you can have. So I'm going to stick to my flower theme a little bit though. And I might just use these roses, Valentine's Day coming up soon. So I've literally just clicked on those roses and it's put them directly into my design. Now, again, thinking about the background of the photo and what I'm going to be putting it on top, I have a few options for this background. So I'm going to click on the design to make sure that I've clicked on the actual image, which is the roses. And then in the top right-hand corner, you'll notice you've got a garbage bin, you've got a lock, and you've got a transparency feature. I use this transparency feature a lot when I have a busy background in my design. So if I click on transparency, it gives me the option to actually bring it down. So it's not so bright and standing out there, or you can have it all the way up. So that's a really good option for your backgrounds. If you're finding that they're a little bit busy, sometimes you just need to bring it down to like 80% and that just takes that sharpness off a little bit for you. So that's one option for you. The other option that you'll have is you'll notice when I click on the image, a horizontal menu comes up just above the design and it's giving us some option there. So you've got effects, filter, adjust, crop and flip. So if I was to go into effects, it's going to give me some options to be able to turn it into different colors. Again, not all of these will be available if you don't have the pro version. So, just go into your menu if you're on the free version and see what you have. But the filter option is another good one that you can use as well by simply clicking on the different filters, just like you would in, say, Instagram. It gives you a different kind of image and a different kind of look. So as you go through, there's quite a few of them there. From a perspective, I just want to bring this to your attention as well. You know, brand consistency is really important with any business. So you'll notice when we do photos, most of the time, if we're doing them in Canva, they have this blues kind of filter on all of our photos. And that's what we've kind of stuck with. And then same when we're uploading to maybe Instagram, we've picked a filter and we've stuck to that filter because we're trying to get consistency. Even though they're different pictures, they'll have a very similar look. So this is where filters can come in really handy. So there's not, and then you can go back to none if you don't like any of that. The adjust feature is really handy. It gives you the option to actually adjust the brightness, the contrast, all of that kind of thing. But the thing that we use the most with our clients is this blur feature. So I might just put on, and you can drag the little toolbar. So you can see as I'm dragging that toolbar, see how the flowers are going blurry? So we find that for most of our clients, around about, if I say 5 or maybe even 8%, number 8. So you can drag the little sort of number along, or you can actually just type it in. And I just found typing it in a lot easier when it's smaller. So if you sort of blurred that image, so it's taking the focus. You know, you can see that there's still flowers, you can see that there's still roses, but it's taking your focus off the flowers, and sometimes that can make your wording pop. So how do I find filters in Pro? So you'll need to go and actually create a design, and then all of those filters will come up underneath the effects just at the top there. So sorry, I missed a couple of questions there, so I do apologize for that. So that is how you put in a background, because we're starting from the back of our design. So just to make it easier on myself. So the next thing that I'm going to add in is I'm going to add in some wording. So over to the left-hand menu, you'll see it says text. So I'm just going to select that T. The other way that you can get text into your design, if you're looking for a keyboard shortcut, then you need to just select the number T. So you should be able to see, Sonia, whether you're in the free version or the paid version, you should be able to see exactly the same as what I'm seeing in my screen now. So it just depends on whether you're in the free or the pro version. It is exactly the same. This is live inside Canva. So you'd need to go to create a design, and then that toolbar will come up above there after you've put the background in. If you haven't put a background in, the toolbar will not appear because there's nothing to filter or adjust. So try putting a background in and then going back to it for me. So we're going to select some text now, and obviously it gives you a whole heap of examples. So a really easy way to do it is actually just to go through, and we might just select this one, and it's going to put it straight into our design. This one's nice for flowers, I think. I'm going to stick to the theme, and I'm just going to say flowers. And I'm going to keep that nice and simple. So that just gives you the options to be able to do that. Again, if I don't like any of this, if I don't like that Charlie and Katie are, I've clicked on it, and now I'm simply going to delete it. You'll notice that this kind of wording is also centered over to the left-hand side. If I want it in the middle, I need to go to my horizontal toolbar above my design, and I need to click on each of the elements in the design to get that appear. So you'll notice when I click back on the background, it brings up a different toolbar. So the toolbars are different for every element. So as I click on the word, it brings up a new toolbar for the words. So you can simply go along, and we're all used to this whole little line thing, and we just click on it and straight away it puts it into the center. If I click on it again, it's going to put right-hand side, and if I click on it again, it's going to go left. So I can simply click on it and it will take it into the center for me. The other thing it allows me to do is actually change the font. If I click on font, keeping in mind the Pro version has a lot more fonts available, and then has a lot more fonts available than the free version, but you do have them available in the free. And I can also change the size with my toolbar as well. So it's at 124 at the moment, so I can simply click the plus button and go up, or I can simply type in, so I can say 200 and type it in. And you'll notice that when I do that, that straight away it's put the, the R and the S at the end, which is not ideal. It's put them on the next line. So the way to fix that is to actually drag what this is called an element. So this is the text element that we're playing with at the moment. It's to drag this side out. If I drag it out, you'll notice that it puts it back to normal again. So then that gets it all so that we can see it all properly on the one line. Now, one thing I will show you with this element, you can change the color. That's pretty simple. You click on the color and you pick the color that you like. If you have the Pro version, you can actually upload your brand colors, which you'll notice here, Altitude Business Solutions. We've uploaded our brand colors to make them really easy to select for us. And if you have other features in there, it will bring out other colors as well. But you can select any of these, or you can go add another palette at the bottom or pick another color, select a new color, and there's plenty of colors to choose from. You may not be able to add another palette if you don't have the Pro version. So what I'm going to show you now is with these words, this is where the graphic design sort of side of it comes into it a little bit, because you want to make sure that things are centered and looking nice. So with this wording of flowers, if I drag it up and down, so vertically, you'll notice that as I do, a horizontal line comes up. That's telling me that at this point in time, those words are centered from top to bottom. And if I was to go from left to right, as soon as I get to the middle, you'll notice that another line comes up. So when I see that cross on there like that, I know that that wording is exactly in the middle of my design, which is what I'm after. Now, that's how simple it can be to enter words in. You can start with a text by simply adding a header and clicking that in, or doing the T on your keyboard if you're looking for a shortcut. And then from there, you can adjust it. When it comes to sizing, you can also resize by dragging the corners out. So if I drag that corner, you'll notice it makes it bigger and smaller. And sometimes I find this a little bit easier to work with my mouse than I do to actually continually be going up to the top and typing and selecting. And again, if I don't like any of that, I can click on the element and delete it out, and it's gone. That's the end of that. So that's how you add your wording in. Now from there, obviously there is a few options that you can do, but I will go through those in just a second. I am conscious of the time. We started about 3 minutes late, so I do know I've got a lot to get through in the next like 7 minutes, but we'll get there. So there, I'm going to go through the rest of the toolbar down the side here now very quickly. So we've got elements. I want you to think of what's an element. People always ask. I want you to go in and have a look. Their shapes, their sizes, their, you know, all sorts of things, anything that you would like. If I was looking for a phone, I could type in phone. It's going to bring me up all of these really cool options for phones. And I can simply say, oh yeah, I want to put my phone number at the bottom. So I've just clicked on a really simply telephone. I'm resizing it by dragging the corners and pulling it down. Obviously black's not working, so I'm changing the color to white. And then there you go, I've got my little phone on there. So, you know, that's what a lot of people do when they're wanting to, you know, put in a phone and then put a phone number with that as well. So that's what elements is all about. Now, when you see any kind of element that is like these two mobile phones here, that has the little hills and the sky and the cloud in it, I'm going to click on that just to bring it over. So this has nothing to do with my design. It's just showing you how this works. This is called a frame in here. So this is where you can have things, and you'll see this all the time in advertising. They will say that it's a mobile phone and they'll put an image in it. So you can drag any image into that area where the hills and the sky is. So if I was to go back to photos, and it's going to bring up my flowers because that's where I was last time, and I was to grab one of these beautiful bouquets and drag it across into that element and drop it, you'll notice it's filled the entire screen of the mobile phone. Now from there, I can double click on that because it wasn't a vertical image, and I can say, oh, I want it to be there, and I can select done. The other clever thing that you can do is you can actually upload pictures from your mobile phone, and bear with me while I just go through because I know I've done this before and it was a little while ago, but here's an example. No, it's not a very good one. It hasn't done it very well. I want to find the one that I normally use for this feature. So you can make it look like, you know, you're looking at your mobile phone. You see a lot of people advertising that they, you know, come and visit our Instagram and they have a picture of a mobile phone with their Instagram account in it. Of course, I'm finding, see, this is why you should clean out your images, people, because it does make it a lot easier for you to be able to find what you're looking for, because I'm not going to be able to find what I'm looking for. Oh, here we go. Spoke too soon. So here is an image from my Facebook when I had to do up a graphic to show people how they could actually log in at an event. And so we did this. So simply took a screenshot of my Facebook and then uploaded it as an image into my media. And so then I was able to drag it across, and then I actually used other elements to show people how they could actually check in via their Facebook. So that's a really clever thing that you can do as well if you want people to go to your website or something along those lines. If you have the Pro version, you can actually drag videos across to this section as well. So videos is a Pro feature. If I click on videos, Canva has a video library. And so you can just click and drag an image across and drop it, and you'll notice that that video starts to play. Jackie, it is cool, I know. You can upload from your computer, you can upload via the app, whatever you feel comfortable. How do you upload from your phone? You just simply press the upload. There should be an upload button in the app. What we do is we have the app on our phone, and I have obviously the desktop computer. I've got a Mac, so everything's joined. So even if I save a picture on my phone, it ends up on my Mac anyway. But while we're out and about, sometimes what I'll do is I'll take a photo and I'll upload it straight away into Canva so that it's there via the app. So you can do that. So that is a really cool feature to be able to add videos in, and there's so much available on the Pro version. And videos are the same. You can see that one there was not, so I can sort of drag that video across and decide, well, maybe I just want the coffee in, whatever I'm going to have in there, you can do that as well. And it is a really, really cool feature to be able to do that. So that is under elements, anything that you see with the rolling hills in the sky, you can drag things into. So if I was going to I just want to show you something really quick with this image as well. So you can create your own videos. You can have your own videos that you upload. You can do all sorts of things. So one of the really cool things that we did once, and I'll just very quickly show you by adding a new page, is if I search for computer, I did this really cool advertising campaign. It's not going to show me the element now. Let me go back to elements. And let me go to frames. So another place that you can find all of these is under frames. So I'm going to see all frames. It's going to bring them all up. And I'm going to use this one here, which is a computer. So we actually filmed a little video and had it in the advertising, actually had that video come up in a computer. So if I go to my uploads and I go to my videos, you'll notice that there's a number of videos there, but here's one that's got me in it. So if I drag that across to there,
I love this
you can probably hear that now too, which is unfortunate. But you get the idea. That was us talking on a computer, and that was one of our most successful social media things that we did when we had a workshop once. Is this is a really great workshop for you to come to. We'd really like to see you there. So you can use your own photos as backgrounds, absolutely. So that's how you can use elements and upload your own design. If you're wanting to use your own photos, if I go to my images and I say, you know what have I got here that's going to be half decent? This is a QR code. It's not very exciting at all. You can use that as a background, absolutely. So you just have to resize it to get it in by dragging the corners, because it doesn't always allow you just to drop it into the background. So, but yeah, you can put anything that you like in the background, and that's a really ugly example, but it got the message across. So you can see how you can pretty much do anything, but I want to show you something really cool very quickly. 10:59, I've got 4 minutes. So this is the design that I've created. You can actually do a thing called Animate this in the Pro version. So you'll notice that in the left-hand corner, just above the little horizontal toolbar at the moment, it says Animate. So what this does is it gives you the option to turn this picture to life. So if I just click on block, it does this. If I go fade, it does this. Pan. My favorite one to use is stomp. I think it just sounds good, but I do like the sound of that. So I'm going to leave stomp on there. And then you'll notice that next to it, it's now giving me a time. And I'm going to cut that time down to 3 seconds just by simply clicking 3 and then enter. But you can have that anything that you like. And I'm going to show you how this works. This can be really cool. We do this a lot with, You can make yourself a Facebook profile cover or a Facebook page cover. And we make videos for our clients using this exact. So we make our design, we make our still design, we animate it by using the stomp feature, and then we might actually add some music to it. So I'm going to click on the audio, and I'm actually just going to select this one here. Beautiful. That sounds like we're going on a holiday, so that'll be lovely. Now from there, what I'm actually going to do is I've created one page and one image. I'm actually now going to duplicate that. I'm going to duplicate it because it's 3 seconds long. So I'm going to duplicate it enough until it gets to over 20 seconds, because those of you that know Facebook as an example, your video needs to be 20 seconds long in order for you to use it as a cover photo. And then as I have now done that, I'm now going to press the play button, which is next to the download button in the top right-hand corner. And I can just click play, and you're going to be able to see what this video is going to look like, and it'll start playing the music. So I do apologize if it's a little bit loud. So see how that gives you an example of what you can actually do with Canva. You can actually, you just do so much with this program. Canva makes everything so easy. You're so right, Jackie. Yes, makes everything so easy for you to be able to add into. And it's all that familiar drop and drag stuff that we're all used to. And people sort of go, oh, I don't know if I should get the pro version or not. Can I tell you, most of them come to my webinar like this, and they're all downloading the pro version of it, because it's a fantastic platform for you to use, particularly if you're in small business. It's very, very affordable for you to be able to get through. But yeah, pretty much I've gone through everything on that left-hand side. The only thing that I didn't touch on was styles. So styles is where if you're not great with colors and the color wheel, again, it's like one of those things, you're not really sure what needs to happen in order to make it right, but you certainly know when it's wrong. You can go to the styles here and you can actually select colors and fonts to make it really easy. So we do use the styles quite often with our clients, because sometimes we just go, can you just tell us which style is yours? And when we meet with them and they say, oh, I really like this homemade one that you've got here, that's my coloring and that's the type of wording I use. And that's how we can start to get a feel with them. So Sonia's asking, can I please show again how I inserted the image into the phone? Mine aren't linking. Okay, so all I did there was, I'm going to delete this wording out just to make it a little bit clearer, but I'll leave that in there. I went to Elements, and I also went to, from Elements, I went to Frames. So when you go to Elements, this will be the main menu. And then I scrolled down until I saw Frames, and then I clicked See All. And then from there, I just scrolled down until I find either what I'm looking for. The other way to do it is to actually search phone up in the mobile phone in that search bar as well. But here's the phone. So I'm going to drag it in. I'm going to resize it, make it a little bigger to make sure that you guys can see. And then I'm going to flick back to my photos very quickly, and I'm going to grab one of these beautiful bouquet of flowers. I'm going to drag it across. And then when it actually hits the phone, I drop it, I let go, and I find it in there. So you can't find the presentation option to download in the Pro version. So when you click on the three up in the top right-hand corner, the three little dots, the horizontal dots, if you click on that, you'll notice it comes up download, present, share, present, and record. So you should be able to go download. And then from there, it's giving me the option at the moment of MP4, but it will give you all of the options then for that particular style. If you are wanting it to download as a PowerPoint presentation, you'll need to create the presentation Canva. Like, it's not giving me the option to download this image as a PowerPoint, because this is not a PowerPoint presentation. So you need to create the presentation, and then it will give you the options of being able to download it. So for this particular image, it's saying you can have a PNG, a JPEG, a PDF standard, a PDF print, a sharp vector graphic, which as you can see is a Pro version, the MP4 and the GIF. But when you do a presentation, you create a presentation in Canva, it will allow you to do the presentation. So if I very quickly go back to my home screen now, just to show you that very quickly, you'll notice one of the first things that comes up recommended for me is a presentation. It's the fourth one over because we use it all the time. So if I clicked on that and said, yes, that's what I'm wanting to do. I'm wanting to create a presentation. And then from there, I'm going to pick a template because it's going to be nice and easy. So you see there's, again, so many templates for you to choose from. So I'm just going to pick a template. And then it's saying, do I want to just add a particular page? I'm going to say no, apply all of those 26 pages. So it will actually add in the whole entire 26 pages of that, that presentation. So you notice as I scroll down, all of the pages are there. And then if I click on those three up in the corner, it's giving me the option to download. And when I go through, it gives me the options to download there. Or if I go back to those three little dots, sorry, you'll notice it said PowerPoint presentation. So Microsoft PowerPoint, and that's where you click on that and it downloads it as a PowerPoint. So hopefully, Louise, that's answered your question on presentations for you. I'm just going to quickly go back to sharing my other screen for you now, because I just want to go through the very last things. I'm going to say, see if I can get this right. I can do it. I can do it desktop too. Here we go. Great. So you should be back to seeing my presentation now. That was about Canva. Keeping in mind, this is live. It is live inside Canva. So sorry, could I answer your question about color? Sorry, Lisa, I've obviously missed your question about color. There was a few questions coming there. Okay, so if you wanted to change those flowers to blue, which button would you select? So you can't actually change colors in a photo. So that photo had red flowers. It is red flowers. You can't actually change the colors to blue. What you would need to do is you would need to search the photos for blue flowers or upload your own. So yes, you can go to effects and you can put like a color over the top, but it doesn't actually turn the flowers blue. The flowers will still be red, but they'll have a blue color over the top of it. So if you want flowers to be blue, then you'll need to search for blue flowers. On the advert for Canva, the lady makes the background of her cupcake disappear instantly. Yes, you can remove backgrounds with the Pro version. So when you upload a photo or you have a photo, sorry, I will show you that very quickly. Bear with me. Bear with me. I know we're a little bit over, guys. I'm sorry. I'll go back to that one and share that. I will just very quickly create a Instagram post. So I will go to my uploads and I will upload a photo. So I'm going to put this photo of myself in here because I hate photos of me, but I did this for a whole heap of advertising. So again, as I click on that photo, the effects comes up in the horizontal toolbar in the effects, and you'll see background remover. So if I click on that now, it is going to do its little thing and it is going to remove the background, which is my entertainment area at my house. So what that means is that now I can actually edit this and put all sorts of things into the background and it will look really professional. If I put that in there, it looks like my photo is kind of over the top of that. So it's all, yeah, there's so much. Oh my God, there's so much that you can do. So I think everybody can benefit from the Pro version. Absolutely. There is so many features, but I know this is always really hard for me to get through everything that everybody wants to talk about, but I'm certainly happy for you to send me an email. Otherwise, you might like to attend. I have another webinar or a workshop, sorry, that I do on Canva that is we'll go through for it, go through everything with you as well, which I'll just see when that is coming up for you in just a second. So as we go through Do I tutor individually? Well, this is what's great about being part of the ASBAS program, is that you can actually access my services at really great prices. So I'll get to that in just a second. I better do the right thing and run through everything that I need to. So we have done what is engaging content, what is Canva, using templates, and I've taught you a little about designing your own from scratch. And it's just a matter now about you going and having a play. So start with the free version, have a little bit of a play there. I believe they used to, I'm not sure if they do now, but they used to give you like a couple of weeks trial of the pro version. So trial the pro version, see whether you use the pro features or not. I always say, look, start with the free version. And if you find that you're wanting to do something that you can't do, then you know that you have to upgrade to pro. Try the free version of pro then. But a lot of business owners find they can do everything they need on the free version. So that is kind of where I sort of tell people to start as well. So obviously this is what I was just about to talk to you about. Being part of the ASBAS program, you get to access services such as my own for really fantastic prices. You know, we charge over $150 for a one-on-one session with our clients. But if you go through the ASBAS program and you haven't used a paid service through ASBAS before, it will be free. Your first session will be free. And then after that, it would be $66. So thanks so much for the encouragement, guys. I'm glad you've enjoyed today. We also have our workshops that are $25. Now, this might be the next step that you guys want to take. Have a little bit of a play, have a look at when my next 2-hour Canva workshop is coming up, and then come along to that. We do so much in those 2 hours, and there's normally only between 8 and sort of 11 people on. So I get to answer everybody's questions. Or you've got these amazing webinars, which are normally an hour. I've gone an hour and 8, but hopefully I've given you lots of value today. So that's what it's about. My next workshop that I have coming up is a 2-hour workshop on Tuesday the 9th. It's an online session. It is supercharging your blogging. So if you are a blogger out there and you want to know how to get the best out of your blog, if you're someone that's been blogging for a number of years and you're not getting anywhere, this might be the workshop that you want to attend also. So Tuesday the 9th of February, Western Australia, Northern Territory and Queensland is where that's available. I will put the link into the chat for you. If you're interested in that one, you'll be able to go and register. And then my next free webinar is 10 powerful ways to drive traffic to your website. One of the #1 questions we are asked about websites. So we thought we would cover them all in a 1-hour workshop. So Sonia, I am physically in Queensland, halfway between Brisbane and the Gold Coast, and I do one-on-one sessions in person if you're in my area. Otherwise, I do them via Zoom if you are in other states as well. And those Zoom ones can be really great. We can get through a lot in that time. So. And there is the link to the 10 powerful ways to drive traffic to your website, which is a free webinar, Friday the 12th of February. Guys, go through and register for every free webinar that you can, because we don't know if they'll be staying free for long. We also, at this stage, are in a position where we think that this program in the format that it's in will come to an end at the end of June. Unless they're going to throw some more money at it or change things. So get in and take advantage of it while you can, because it's a fantastic program, one that we're extremely proud to be a part of. And the best thing about it from us is my particular business is all about educating. So yes, we do have a done for you service. Some people come to us and go, Kerrie, just manage my Facebook page. What we like to do is we like to manage it, but we also like to teach you what we're doing, because we're trying to teach you to fish. You might be a business owner that goes, I'm at the height of my business and I really just need somebody to do it for me, and you do a great job and keep doing it, and that's great. That's a choice for you. But you need to have a little idea about what happens and how it all works. So we do like to teach along the way as well. So for this, us being in line with the ASBAS program, it's perfect fit for us and we absolutely love it. Get to meet many people from across the country, including you guys today. So thank you so much for joining me. Thank you so much for being so interactive. Quite often I feel like I'm here by myself, talking by myself. And the workshops are fantastic. The webinars are fantastic also. So do yourself a favor. Education, what do I say? Those that learn, earn. That's my little saying that I always say. If you're constantly educating yourself, I myself went to my very own education this morning at 6:45 a.m. and then got back here to do this webinar. So thanks a lot, guys, for joining me today. You will receive a copy of this recording, and I really hope to see some of you in the near future in some of my workshops and webinars through the ASBAS program. If you have any questions, just email me. Link up with me on any of the social media platforms that you're seeing in here. And yes, I am addicted to Clubhouse. If those of you are just wondering who that Jamaica looking guy is there. If you have an iPhone, get Clubhouse, do yourself a favor. So really great to see you all, or to talk to you and chat to you all today. Have a fantastic rest of your day, and I look forward to seeing you all shortly.